president and to show him that there's still people in this country that support him and what he's doing.
I'm here, and because I'm supposed to be leafleting for those FBI raids,
Right.
and we want Obama to stop that. That's just no good.
Okay.
I mean, I've been well, this gal and I have been activists for years, as you can tell, and we don't think it's right for them to get arrested and have their computers taken away and all the rest of it. It's terrible.
For the Democratic Party.
I am here to show my support for Patty Murray and Barack Obama, and to show that I understand that change takes years, and I do not expect it overnight. I'm also here for
to see President Obama and to support Patty Murray.
Stop the FBI raids, get out of Afghanistan, and no more wars. We need that money for education and for health care and for everything else that we don't have in this country. Jobs. I mean, we're spending trillions on war, which is just ridiculous.
Very proud of him and keep up the good work, and that I feel that he is doing an excellent job, and don't let the people oppress him.
I was in the war, in World War II. It made me a peacenik, and I've been one ever since.
Yeah, me too.
That's what we're fighting for.
I have 5 kids. We're all teenagers and ready to go. I mean, at the time of the Vietnam War, too, and they were protesting that. Bring our kids home. Bring our troops home. Bring them home. Hell yeah.
The right thing and not worry about what the negative people are saying about him. They just keep doing the right thing for the people of this country.
I would ask President Obama to have confidence and to speak his mind and speak the truth and not worry about the other side so much, because it's a process. We know it's a process, and he should know that we're mature to know that. We know that.
I think that everyone were immigrants when they came here. Everyone.
The country's built on immigration, and that immigration is important to our country, but we should have laws that can be followed.
I come from a family that moved to this country as immigrants. Immigrants are the backbone of this country. We need to have a legal way for them to become part of our country.
Every person, if they have the ability to do the job, should have a right to do the job.
Don't ask, don't tell. I think everybody has the right to do whatever they want to do. That should answer that.
Everyone deserves rights, and whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, who cares? You are a citizen of this country and deserve rights, the same rights as everyone else.
Oh, don't ask, don't tell is ridiculous.
Absolutely. Get rid of that.
Yeah, get rid of that, and immigration, tear down the walls. I mean, let's have some sane integration rules. And, after all, we are a nation of immigrants. All immigrants, right?
Healthcare is important. It is not a privilege. It is a right. And we need to get everyone in healthcare, because if you have it and the person next to you on the bus doesn't have it, they can make you sick too. We all need health.
As a nurse, healthcare reform has to happen. People have to have access to quality healthcare. Everyone, no matter who you are, should have access to quality healthcare.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Madeline, for that introduction, and thank you to all of you for being here today. You are the folks who are going to deliver this election for Democrats. When everybody votes, Democrats win. Well, with your help, that's exactly what's going to happen in 2 weeks. President Obama Obama has made waves in Washington, D.C. with an ambitious agenda to help America's families. He's reforming our broken health care system. Patty Murray has stood up as I took over this office of executive and said, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with that problem at the Howard Hanson Dam. I'm going to help you with that broken South Park Bridge. And she has delivered each step of the way. Why? Because she is one of us. Their slogan, it says, bear down. Well, that's what I want you to do. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm going to ask you to bear down to deliver the votes for Patty Murray, to bear down to deliver the votes for Democratic candidates, to bear down because she has been there for us, and now we need to be there for her.
And elections are about choices, and this particular election offers voters a very clear choice. I will support equal rights for all Americans.
We have somebody who has united the state of Washington like it has never been united before. We have had a problem in this country of people who offend and offend and offend. And they break our community values over and over and over again and cause problems and grief in our society.
Give them hell, Harry! And Truman said, I didn't give the Republicans hell. I told the truth, and they thought it was hell. During the Bush administration, I was the ranking member on Interior Appropriations and chairman. And I must tell you, they cut the Interior budget by 16%, EPA by 29%, the Forest Service by 35%. And under President Barack Obama, we restored that funding. You cut taxes for the middle income people, and you have a stimulus package to put people back to work.
The great state of Washington connects the world in airplanes. The great state of Washington makes sure we can do whatever we want to do with software, and we give him a cup of coffee in the morning. He knows the state of Washington. America has forgot where we were 2 years ago. 2 years ago, my friends, as we approached Election Day, the death toll of American troops in Iraq had reached 4,189. October's unemployment rate was a 15-year high as America was plunged deeper into the worst recession in history. America was not the envy of the world. The White House had ignored health care reform, even though 1 in 3 families struggled to pay their medical bills. No wonder health care reform was number 1 as an issue in the election. The White House refused to consider a 21st century energy policy, and the Bush administration continued to make the rich richer. Is the mess that President Barack Obama and Patty Murray inherited. And today, with the help of Patty Murray, we're pulling ourselves out of that mess and we're moving America forward. Our troops are coming home from Iraq.
Come to Washington State. For those men and women who went out and defended our country can afford to go to school now with the GI Bill that we passed. I love fighting for you, and I will never stop fighting for you, and I'm running today to fight for you and deliver for you. That's why I'm running again for the United States Senate.
It can't be done, just like they said in 2008. You can't. What they're saying is that you can't say no to the special interests. And you can't overcome the cynicism in politics. And you can't overcome the millions of dollars in negative ads. And you can't elect a black guy with a funny name, Barack Obama. Most of the last decade, middle-class families saw their incomes fall between 2001 and 2009, which corresponds to when the Republicans were in charge. Middle-class incomes families fell. Job growth was actually more stagnant than any time since World War II. Jobs were disappearing overseas, and meantime, the cost of everything from health care to college tuition were going up. There were too many parents who couldn't afford to send their kids to college. Too many people who couldn't afford to go see a doctor when they got sick. Too many Americans working 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet. And then all these problems culminated in the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We lost 4 million jobs in the 6 months before I was sworn into office. 750,000 the month I took the oath of office, 600,000 jobs lost the month after that, 600,000 jobs lost the month after that. We lost almost 8 million jobs before any of my economic policies were put into place. And leaders in Washington, they made a different calculation. They made a different decision because here was their tactic, here was their theory. They realized, boy, we made a really big mess. And the economy is in such bad shape. We're going to be climbing out of such a deep hole that we are better off standing on the sidelines, because then maybe people will forget what a big mess we caused. And we'll just let Obama and Murray and the Democrats try to solve all these problems. And we're going to sit on the sidelines and carp and complain and obstruct and say no. And their calculation was that because it was going to take a long time to dig ourselves out of this hole, longer than any of us would like, that all of you would get frustrated and would get angry. And they figured that if they just sat on the sidelines and opposed us every step of the way, then eventually they could ride that anger and that frustration to success in this life. Up to you to say, we are not buying what you are selling.